All right, last two. So, we want to write this standard form of a Parabola Conics section when given some information only. So we don't have a picture. We obviously don't have the equation because that's what we're trying to write. So, they're telling us what the vertex is and what the focus is. And I'm giving you this hint right here. If you are to sketch this out on a little graph, and you don't even have to have graph paper for this, you can just draw a little sketch. Like start with basic x and y axes. Let's plot some points here and see what kind of parabola we have. Because some of you are more visual learners and you need to see it. Okay? Some of you are great and you could just figure it out just by looking at it. Not everybody's like that, and I am more of a visual person. I need to see it too. So I can do it the other way, but I choose to do it this way because I like to see it. So if I know that the vertex is at -1, -5, I'm going to come over here and just go, oh, I'm going to call that my vertex right there. Label it with a V. And then the focus is at -1, -6, so that would just be right below that. And I would label that F. So if I have a focus right here and a vertex here, that should tell you what kind of a parabola you have. Because the focus is a point that's inside the curve and it's on the axis of symmetry. So that would be a vertical axis of symmetry. We got a vertical parabola going on here and it's going to be opening down. So just drawing a little sketch like that helps tremendously. So that tells us we need to build up that equation right there. And we're going to have to use that other formula. Remember how when I said if we're going to write the equation and we have to figure out what this A is? Well, if D was 1 over 4A, A is 1 over 4D. So we're going to use that information last. But hey, we can fill in what H and K is because we have the vertex given to us. So if H is -1, minus -1 is going to be x plus 1 inside the quantity that's being squared. And they're telling us K is -5 because that's the y coordinate. So this is the y coordinate here. Again, because this is a vertical parabola, we know that. So we have y equals sum A, which we're going to find in a minute, equals the quantity x plus 1 squared minus 5. So again, every vertex, this is H, that's K. Alright, so to find A, we needed to figure out what that distance D was. Well, how far was it from the vertex to the focus? Because that was D. And we know A is going to be negative since it opens down. I'll talk more about that in a second. So that distance was 1 right there. So if A is going to be 1 over 4 times D, now it's not entirely crucial that you have -1 for the value of D in here because D really, we know it's a positive distance. It's only negative because it's opening down. It would also be negative if it was opening left. So it's not like the end of the world if you forget to put a -1 here, but you better remember to make it negative when you include it over here because it is opening down. Okay, so that's my point on that. So that's going to be what? -1/4. So again, you might have maybe had 1/4 there. This has definitely got to be -1/4 when you put it into the equation because it is opening down. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Let's try our last problem. We're given a vertex at 3,1 and a focus at 6,1. So again, if we have a little picture here, just some x and y axes, which I guess I should have labeled there, but when you're making these on PowerPoints, it's kind of a pain. Got to put text boxes in everywhere. And I do enough of them with my V's and F's here. So there's our vertex at 3,1, and our focus would be over here at 6,1. So, what are you thinking now? Remember, the focus is always a point that's on the axis of symmetry. And the axis of symmetry, whatever direction it's going, left or right or up or down, that's also an indication of what kind of parabola you got. Looks to me like it's going to be horizontal, opening to the right. That's the only way you could get a focus point over there to the right of that vertex. So, again, we know we're going to have to build up the equation x equals sum y squared, and it's y minus k squared plus h, and we'll come figure out what a is in a minute. But again, we have the vertex, that's h, that's k, plug those in for h and k, we get that. And now to find a, we needed to know what this distance was from the vertex to the focus. So, and we also know it's going to be positive because it's opening right. So that was 3, right? So A is 1 over 4 times D. So we're just plugging in 3 for D. We get 1/12, and there you have it. You've got the equation of that parabola. X equals 1/12 times the quantity y minus 1 squared plus 3. And one thing is being cut off down here that you can't see. I don't think I can move it. Can I move it when I'm recording? Let me just try something. Hey, it did. I didn't even know I could do that. Okay, so the focus is right 3 units from the vertex. D was 3. That was all I was saying down there. And hopefully you have this now. You can come back to this video whenever you need to because I'm putting it on YouTube for all time. Have a good day. See you soon in class. And